where you co-write and co-written the episode, the script. Other actors have directed before in Arrowverse and Berlanti projects, but you're the first one to co-write. How did that come about? How did they come to you?
I wrote an episode. I wrote a spec episode of a storyline that I wanted to do with Kelly that kind of tackled PTSD with war vets and how we treat them when they return home and their mental health. And I did it during the pandemic. And then I sent it off to our showrunners and they loved it and were really supportive and championed for me to write and sent it to the studio and our other producers. And then they were like, yeah, you're going to write an episode. I had no idea it was going to be the episode in which my character became a superhero, which made it even cooler. But I got to write and I got to join the writer's room for a month and just be in the room every day with them, developing the storyline. It was the best experience.
Learning by trial, right?
Yeah,
so
totally.
You said it was a surprise. It wasn't always the plan for Kelly to become the Guardian?
I think that it was a plan for her to potentially become Guardian. And we definitely had wanted to do it because we started the process of the super suit 2 years ago. But it was never the plan for me to write the episode and co-write the episode in which she becomes the Guardian. I didn't even dream that was possible. It's a dream come true of a dream that I never thought I could have, I guess.
So what is that? What's that like? What's your reaction to working? You said you were in the writer's room for a month. And so you're on both sides of the camera now. What's that like to seeing your script come to life right in front of you?
It's very surreal. You know, I have a whole camera roll of the most random photo, like signage of a store. I'm like, it's like the smallest things that blow your mind. And yes, like the super suit's exciting because you see iterations of it as it gets designed and all those things. But it's the little things. It's the casting of seeing actors that like you had visualized in your brain when you wrote it, and then seeing them in life and that it's so cool, or hearing them say your words. And for me, I was in most of the scenes in the episode, but the couple that I wasn't in, being able to sit behind the monitor and watch, those were the moments where I think I was like, this is crazy. Like I saw this in my brain, and now these people are making it a reality. And I've fallen in love with this side of telling.
Kelly is a very compelling character and vastly different than Jimmy, her brother. How is your Guardian going to be different than Jimmy's Guardian?
Guardian has never been played by a woman, and is a man in the comics. And so while there are parts, that we try to honor from the comics, like bringing the gold into it, bringing the half helmet, a lot of the costume stuff, we were able to figure out how to make it work in live action. We still want to honor the fact that it's a woman stepping into her power as a superhero. And so toting that line, we move very differently. We sound differently. Because we knew I was going to be Guardian for so long, I did months of training with our stunt team, and we came up with signature moves that feel right. They have like a Guardian energy to them, but they're definitely specific to Kelly. The way that I use the shield is a bit different than the way he did. So there is a through line through all of it, but we definitely do a different take of it.
How does I want to ask like this. So this is the last season. What is the mood on the set? It's very happy, melancholy.
We wrapped like 3 weeks ago, and I think it felt very surreal. Also, the last episode is huge, understandably so. It's the series finale, and so it was such a big undertaking. I think people were so exhausted, and we were just getting through all of it. And there's so many of us in a lot of these scenes that I don't think it's going to hit any of us till our finale airs, because you went right from filming into promoting it. I think the biggest thing for myself, and I know a lot of the cast, was the last time we were in our super suits. That weirdly, which wasn't the last day of work, but to take that off and know that you're not putting that suit back on was probably the saddest moment, because you become so attached to that, and you'll be able to act again, but like to play a superhero is such a specific, special experience that I know everyone, and I specifically, will really miss.
You mentioned you wrapped 3 weeks ago. Do you still hang out with any of the cast? Does everybody take a little bit of a breather?
Yeah, I mean, you know, everyone does talk all the time. Kyler and I have been texting every day this week, just as like we're promoting the show. And I am heading back to Vancouver in a couple of days, so I'll see her. But I think everyone was exhausted, like taking a nap and a beat. But we're all so close, so it is an interesting experience. You know, the show's been on for 6 years, and I think I've done 4, and it doesn't, I don't think it feels real yet. I do think once the final episodes start airing, then then I think it'll hit everyone much more. It feels almost like we're on hiatus. Yeah.
You mentioned you took a screenshot or a couple pictures of some signage on the set, and I know you got to add some personal touches to this episode. Can you talk about maybe one of those episodes of the restaurant that you got to name?
Oh yeah. So I'm first generation, and my family's Eritrean, and my mom came from Ethiopia and sacrificed everything, as most first generation, you know, our immigrant parents do, and always wanted to open an Ethiopian restaurant, and sacrificed all of her dreams so that I could go to the best schools and have education and have opportunities to live the life of my choosing, which is a luxury. And so in the first scene of the episode, I named it after my mom, and the character's walking out of an Ethiopian restaurant. And our producers were so amazing, and they let me, I didn't say this, I haven't said this, but they let me approve so much of our set design and props and have the same casting. And so with the signage of that, our incredible set designer sent me options, and I actually sent it to my mom and let her actually pick what it looked like. And so she really did. I haven't told them that. And I just said, this is my pick, but it was my mom's. And so she got to also actually design it as well, which was really cool. And then there's little nuggets throughout the episode. Armfell is Jackie Orms is one of the first Black comic artists, and so it was named after her. And I really liked being able to intentionally put little things in titles, or you know, in my braids, I have these little gold beads that are a nod to my culture, being East African. And so I always find those really fun, even if it's just for myself, to know that like the details matter, and
Yeah.
mindful.
Littered with your own personal Easter eggs.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
but without saying too much, without giving away too much, what are you most proud of, or what do you think fans will be most surprised by this script, by
It's
this
really
episode?
personal. It's
Mhm.
really personal, and a lot of things that Kelly says in it are my actual feelings, not just because I was able to co-write it and write Kelly's words, but they're based on my real experiences. And um, also, she's a new superhero for a group of people that I hope feel seen in her, and especially young girls. I hope they see this new guardian and know that they are a superhero themselves, and that they're powerful. And I hope it does nothing but provide that confidence in young girls. That's what's always been most important to me.
Mhm. I'm neither young or a girl, but I'm excited to see this episode and
That
excited to see you
is a
in it.
good
Yeah,
bonus. That's a
right,
great
right.
bonus.
Probably not the target, but let me bring this plane in for a landing. Thanks so much for your time. On my way out the door, I want to ask you, when I was a young man, I used to have to get up early on Saturday mornings to beat my brother to the couch so I could get the good spot to watch the cartoons on Saturday morning. But I'd have to get up even earlier to beat my parents into the kitchen so I could pour myself a big bowl of sugary Saturday morning cereal. So Azie, I want to know, what's your favorite bowl of Saturday morning cereal, and what cartoons did you watch?
Oh, that's so good. That's such a good question. I loved, I mean, we had a lot of, I was a big cereal. I haven't had cereal as much. I need to bring it back. I loved Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Big fan.
Yes.
I used to like try to ration the milk so that I could drink it at the end. I love Frosted Flakes. Honey Nut Cheerios was like not Saturday morning, but like maybe a school day, because it wasn't like a sugar crash. I guess it was the healthy alternative.
Mhm.
And then I was a weird child. This is going to sound very strange, and many people may not know this cereal, but I liked grape nuts as a kid.
Well, grape nuts and the Frosted Flakes keep you kind of regular, right? At a young
Yeah,
age,
that's what I like
right?
to think. I was, but if I had to do one, it was definitely Cinnamon Toast Crunch was my jam.
Right.
And then cartoons. I don't remember. I mean, it's funny because I just saw randomly a Care Bear a couple of days ago, and I used to love the Care Bears. I loved My Little Pony. I loved Garfield. it wasn't Saturday morning, but do you remember that Nickelodeon show, Doug?
Oh yeah.
I used
Yeah.
to love Doug. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I had, I think I'm trying to, there's so many. I also was a big Power Ranger girl. So I think there was something in being a superhero that, like, I made my dad wait with me in line for 4 hours to meet the Pink Ranger, Amy Jo Johnson, when I was a kid. So,
Yeah. That's
and so part of me, I think being a superhero was like, I finally got to be a Power Ranger in my mind. Yeah.
that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. I mean, to kind of have that memory of going to get that how long did you say you waited in line? I'm sorry.
4 hours.
4 hours. Yeah. And now maybe people are going to wait in line to get your autographs as a superhero.
And I think about that moment every time I meet a young fan. I think about like what that meant for me. And I feel it's so surreal that I get to be on the other side of it. Yeah.
Right on. Well, good for you. Hey, I look forward to your next episode. I look forward to tomorrow night, and I'm sure it's going to be great in the rest of the season. Azie, thank you so much for your time. And do me a favor, enjoy the rest of your day. Okay. We'll see you on the other side.
You too. Bye.
Thanks so much. Bye-bye.